Hello, welcome to MarShip. We maintain the diesel engine efficiency. We clean the air, the fuel and the lubricating oil. This is part of our YouTube channel. If you like the presentation, don't forget to subscribe at the end. What we're looking at today is why you have to maintain your diesel fuel if you cannot use your vessel. And of course, how you do it. It's actually very simple and it's very cheap. Who am I? My name's Peter Weide. I was a chief engineer at sea. I was area manager for Mobile Marine Lubricants, now Esso or ExxonMobil. I was a sales director for a ship repair yard, and I was head of service sales for Wärtsilä UK, the marine engine manufacturers. Modern diesel quality is far removed from what it was even a few years ago. It's unstable, it lacks sufficient lubricant for the pumps and the injectors, it contains asphaltenes, that was once only found in ship's heavy fuel oil, for example. It's hygroscopic, which means it readily absorbs water and moisture from the air. We can help with all of those, and we often do. But it's the last one I want to concentrate on for this presentation, which is the water and the damage that water can do to the diesel. This picture, by the way, is asphaltenes. Asphaltenes are hard and shiny, as opposed to diesel bug, which is soft and slimy. Water is the single greatest contaminant in diesel by far. It forms a mildly acidic layer between the fuel and the water below it, and that causes accelerated degradation. It reduces the fuel stability. It helps agglomeration of asphaltenes, particularly a problem in marine engines, since 60% of the fuel comes back to the fuel tank, which warms the tank. It reduces the fuel's ability to lubricate, and there's very little lubricity in ultra-low sulfur diesel to start with. It rusts tanks and fuel systems, and therefore the components, the pumps and injectors. It harbours diesel bug. In severe cases, it can eat through a steel tank, so-called anaerobic bacteria. I've seen that myself in the shipyard. The excrement and dead diesel bugs then add to the sludge further, and further accelerating the degradation. That picture there is diesel bug. It's soft and slimy. That's a yellow diesel duck, as we call it, one of the bits of kit that we use. Similarly, the picture there is a spin-on filter, again soft, slimy diesel bug. This is an interesting picture. That's diesel bug in a fuel pipe. This came from a fishing boat in the North Sea that broke down and had to be towed in by the RNLI. And so to the science. Diesel bug is a collection of bacteria, molds and yeast. Something like a virus, but luckily, unlike a virus, we can kill it. Of course, the world knows all about viruses right now. Diesel bug, like any bacteria, doubles its number every 20 minutes in an ideal environment. And let's face it, a warm, still, dark fuel tank on hot sunny days and cold nights is about as perfect an environment as you can get in the real world. Where does it come from? It comes from the air being drawn into your tank or from your supplier. Yes, even the very best suppliers. A few more facts. Not many people think of this. Imagine 1 teaspoon, a small teaspoon of diesel bug, that's 5 ml, multiplying every 20 minutes, again in perfect conditions. That's 10 milliliters after 20 minutes, 20 milliliters after 40 minutes, 40 after 1 hour, and so on. Before you know it, you have 1 litre of diesel bug in just 2.5 hours. So okay, the diesel bug in your tank is not all bacteria, and it's not laboratory conditions. No, not far off, remember. It's dark, it's warm, it's wet, and it's still. Now let's look at a real tank and multiplying rate. Not 20 minutes, let's say every 12 hours. So that's 10 mil in 12 hours, 20 mil in 1 day, 40 mil in 1.5 days. So nearly 1 litre of diesel bug in approximately 2 weeks. So in 3 weeks, that 1 litre becomes very, very much more. It then blocks your filters and it stops your engine. And don't forget that still degrades the fuel above, even before it does any of that. It's a very real scenario. We hear it all of the time, especially from springtime onwards, as you get those warm days and cold nights. But how to stop it? All you need to do is drain off the water and then dose with the biocide. We have our DieselAid B. So how do you get rid of the water? Very, very simple. Just use the drain cock on the tank regularly. If you don't have a drain, just get a hose and a pump, push the hose down the filler neck, start the pump and take the water out that way. We have specifically for that operation what we call the diesel duct that removes all the water automatically. It also has a high-speed pump to get rid of the sludge if you need to. There's a picture there of the diesel duct and also on a loader from a quarry, so it'll do all vehicles. We also have a portable dewatering system. It's a self-contained water separator mounted on a backplate. It comes complete with a 12-volt battery, standby charger and a pre-filter. Having removed the water from the tank, it makes sense to keep it out if you can. Think about fitting a diesel dipper. The diesel dipper was invented by us. It's made here in the UK, in Gloucestershire. It has a patent pending for the water separator. It's a bypass system, working best whilst you're at sea, while the engine is running, while the vessel is pitching and rolling. When that happens, all of the material, all of the sludge, all of the water on the bottom of the tank is sloshing about. Now, if you have something picking it up from the bottom of the tank all the time, eventually the bottom of the tank will be completely clear. That's the secret, if you like, of the diesel dipper. However you get the water out, just be sure you have to get it out if you're going to have no problems. Be sure to add a biocide. It's essential to kill and stop any diesel plug forming. Our biocide, DieselAid B, has engine manufacturer approval. One word of warning, don't use an additive that absorbs the water into the fuel. It's the last thing you want, especially on a modern common rail diesel engine. It can seriously harm your engine. So for when you do get to your boat, you'll want to be sure your fuel is fit for purpose. The only way you can guarantee that, if it's been laid up, tied up alongside, is drain the water out now and add it. Biocide, I would say DieselAid B has manufacturer approval. Look out for our other videos. If you want to see more like this, make sure you subscribe, and thanks for watching.